What's up, my homies? DJ80 here, and today I'm going to do a quick review of something that I get asked about quite a lot, and that's my booth. And this review is for the Equinox Micron booth. So let's get cracking. This is the bag that the booth comes in. This bag itself comes in a plastic bag, and if you're buying brand new, the whole thing comes in a box. You also get separately an overhead bar kit if you're ordering that as well. This one's pre-wired, obviously you don't get the lights with it. So the bag's got a zip that runs all the way around on 3 edges, and then when you open it up you'll have your whole unit inside. So what I'll do is I'll take it out and you can see all the bits that you get. Right, when you get the unit, you will get your overhead bar, you'll get your shelf, you'll get the frame itself, then 2 crossbars, 2 support bars, and 2 bars that go up higher so you can put your overhead bar on. And you also get your cloth. Assembling the Micron booth is really easy. All you do is you take your frame, lift it upright, and it just unfolds like so. There's your frame. Then you use your 2 crossbars here, and then they slot in here. So I'm doing this one-handed, and there. So once again, one just at the front. One at the front, one at the back. Now you'll notice with all the bars that you put in, they've got these little screws so you can screw them in tight so they don't come loose. And we've got those at all the connections, including the ones at the bottom as well. So the next part is putting your uprights in. And then they just slot into the side there. Through to the middle. And then the other one. So excuse the state of this. This booth has seen a fair few gigs. Seen a fair few setups as well. So you can have your booth just like this. Hold on a second and I'll put the shelf on. The shelf just slots on, and if you look underneath you'll see that there's a lip as well, so it can't slide backwards and it can't slide forward either because there's a lip on this side. The shelf's wood and it's carpeted as well. Now obviously you don't get the extension lead built in. I've done that. I've just drilled some holes, put the extension lead on and cable tied it. So that just makes things quicker for when I set up. So yeah, the shelf doesn't move. What I'm going to do now is just put these supports on. And there. You're not. So here we have them, your Equinox Micron booth, and you can use it like this without the overhead. And if you look at one of my other videos, you can put tops on here, which I have done before. As you can see there, when you screw them in, it does massacre this a little bit, and the reason for that is most of the tops that you can get that you can put on here for lights are round, whereas the whole of the Equinox booth is all squared. So the whole frame, everything is square, but it does still work. So you can have a top hat here and a light, which I've got on one of my videos for one of my lights. I think it's the Equinox Interceptor videos. If you have a look at that, you'll see them mounted on there. Or alternatively, we can use the overhead bar. So I'll quickly put this on. Just before I do, I'll show you the overhead bar. So you've got your two bits here which go in the top, and then you have a multitude of pre-drilled holes in the overhead bar, so you can mix and match with your lighting. So there's 7 in total. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, which I'm using at the moment, but also, which you might not be able to see, there's a 5th one there, there's a 6th one in the middle, and there's a 7th one here. So you can mount lights in all variations, really, anything to suit. Now there is a weight limit on the overhead bar, and it has to be evenly distributed. So that's, I think it's 40 kilograms. Just check the site that you're buying on, but I'm pretty sure it's 40 kilograms max. And it does have to be sort of evenly spread out over the bar. I had neatly pre-wired this, but where I've been using it so much over the Christmas period, the wires have come a bit loose, so I'll do that again. But I'll put that on the top now. So there's the booth with the overhead kit on. To secure this in, not that it's likely to fall off, you do get these little screws at the side which will screw in, and there's one on each side of it there. And then basically you just lift it up, slot it on. What I've also done with this unit to add to my lighting options is on this front beam here I've drilled and filed off 3 holes. And at one stage I had a moving head on each end and a light fixture here as well. So there are a few options, as long as you're not drilling in like a joint or something like that where a lot of pressure is applied, and as long as you're not putting heavy lights into these holes, I think you'll be fine. So you've got a few more options there if you want to use it for the booth. And here's the booth with the cloth that you get with it, and the cloth just slides on. It's elasticated, so you put the corner on and then thread it round, and you also get these straps as well, so you can tie it so it doesn't come off if you need to. To be honest, I've never tied it because the way that it's built, it just stays on anyway. And you can also, if you want, put a little light on the floor here so it's shining out the front of the booth. I do that sometimes. Right, a popular question I get with the shelf is how big is it? So as I mentioned earlier, the extension leading that I've put in already, but there is already a pre-cut hole for you to run your cables down. So if we look at the width of the shelf, the width of the shelf is 65 centimeters, and this is its narrowest point where the inner frame goes. There we go. Okay, and where the frame goes, which is the narrowest point in the booth, it is 59 centimeters. Lengthwise from the back of the booth to the front is 60 centimeters. So that's what you've got to play with. Now again, this does have a weight limit, which I think is 25 kilograms. If it's important to you, do check on the website where you buy it from first. And the 25 kilograms they do suggest as being evenly distributed. That's actually quite a lot of weight that can take. You'll easily fit a laptop and controller on there. The issue is the size of your controller and the laptop that you use. So I know a lot of people have a laptop at the back here, controller at the front. I know some people who mount a laptop here, a laptop stand here, have their laptop here and the controller here. But it's perfect if you've got, like me, a small setup So there you go, guys. That's my quick review of the Equinox Micron booth. Now, it's not cheap, and I think that's probably because they've kind of cornered the market with this. The design, the ease of use, and the quality is really good. I bought this when I first started out mobile DJing, probably 2012, and it was just under £300. And I took a year off in 2016, came back in 2017, bought the booth again, and it was the same price, just under £300. I think you can get it for about 280 with the overhead bar. You can also get lit cloths as well that go round, LED cloths, and you put the white one on, and then you put the LED underneath it. Actually, I think you put the LED one on first and then the white one over the top, or one way or the other. But the cloths themselves are quite expensive, but it's an extra add-on. And I have seen booths with the LED cloths on, and they look really good as well. So if you can afford it and you want to go that far, worth it. For what you're getting, £280, a lot of money. It's only sort of metal framework welded together. But as I say, they've cornered the market at the moment, and until something as good as this can come out at a bit cheaper, you're going to have to pay what it's worth. And they are like gold dust, so you'll struggle to get a second-hand one, but keep an eye out on eBay and places like that. Some shops do special deals. We've got Christmas coming up, and very often some shops do Christmas deals after Christmas. So if you're in the market for one, that would be a good time to perhaps save yourself a few quid. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. It's really versatile. The overhead lighting bar is awesome because I can pre-wire and carry that as is. But that's it. That's your Equinox Micron booth. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.